Alright. SCP-049, how you doing today?
Yeah, fine. So far.
That's good, that's good. So I have a list of about 20 questions that I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to need you to answer them.
Yeah.
And if you cooperate, we would be willing to give you 2 D-class and a book of your choosing.
Alright.
Does that sound like a good deal to you?
Yep.
Alright, so our first question. Can you explain in a little bit of detail what you have been fighting, the name of your plague called pestilence?
The Great Plague, the Black Death, back when it was, or is still, a big deal. You see, as my research goes, even if no symptoms of past relations have been accorded, the Great Pestilence is still infecting and is still around us. I have tasked myself with one job: to cure everyone of this pestilence, to rid the world of the essence of this plague.
Okay, so you talk of ridding the world of this plague. Do you possess a kind of cure?
Why, of course, I have it on me, always.
Okay, and can you go into a little bit of detail about how you came across this so-called cure?
Months, perhaps years of research. Research, testing, such as that. I have developed something that prominently or permanently cures them of the plague. And even by my standards and calls, they will listen to my commands.
Right.
I don't know why this happens, but it does.
Dr. Bright, I feel obliged to mention that there is a Chaos Insurgency raid in the air.
Well, you know, as long as I got your big muscles to protect me, I think we'll be alright, yeah?
Sorry about that. But I have to go take my big muscles elsewhere. If you need help, scream into the radio.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, back to our question. So, this cure that you claim to have and tested out on many people, can you kind of elaborate on how it is that this cure actually cures the pestilence?
Simple. A patent, when injected into the bloodstream, flows within the mole. This patent seems to be like a repellent to the plague, simply ridding them of it, and it even stays there to keep them not infected. Simply cures them.
Okay. And how do you know if a certain person or being is has the pestilence?
As my time, way back when kings and queens were there, I have developed, let's say, through evolution, a way to sense the plague.
And by sense, you mean?
Why, simple. Let's say, I look into somebody's eyes. It messes with my head, tells me that something is up. I look deeper, sensing the plague inside them. This happens for no apparent reason. I have no idea why it has happened or how I have the ability, but it came upon me. And now I do my job, and I will continue for as I live.
Okay. And in other logs, you have claimed that all species or beings on the planet Earth were born with the pestilence. Does this include yourself?
Just to some extent. Not to myself, as I have simply already cured myself of it, and this mask and my suit is simply also a repellent, drenched in the cure of which it keeps me it keeps me.
Okay. And I'm gonna ask you one more question. What do you think of the other doctors that work in the Foundation?
Before I answer that, Doctor, are you feeling alright?
Oh yeah, I'd say I'm feeling pretty good right now. Why do you ask?
Mm, never mind. Must be nothing as a simple doctor like you can't possibly be it. Uh, please give me the question again.
Um, the question was, what do you think of the other doctors that are throughout the facility?
Hmm. Throughout most of them, I do not sense the plague. Uh, though some of them, I do plan on curing if I ever get the chance.
Do you have anybody in mind?
Hmm. As I've sensed before, and I even got his name. I believe it was a research command by the name of Hugh, or of such. I can't really pronounce the name.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Um, well, since you don't sense the plague in some of the doctors, do you ever think about like reaching out for help with this whole pestilence?
Ah, why? No, I do not. But in fact, long ago, I have had apprentices who was able to sense the plague before me, or not before me, but better than me. Uh, I have had one apprentice, only one though. Name is quite blurry, but I do suppose you are going to want to know the name.
Of course.
If you do wish, what's her name? Johnny, I think it is. She was an interesting source, not like the rest. She was able to sense the plague with precise accuracy until one day she went mad and killed herself.
Was there any reason for her madness?
She said to me before, it got to the point where she couldn't handle it. I tried everything in my power to calm her and try and show her or figure out how she can more control her ability, but I was, of course, unable to.
Do you think there was a reason that you weren't able to help her?
Well, I fear it was just how I did things back then. You see, how my cure was much more simple back then, but now it's got its own complications, and I can only inject it into certain places, and if injected into the wrong place, it may promptly kill them. But after all, I know where to inject the cure and how to cure my patients.
What do you think the reason is behind the cure not working as well as it did back then?
Well, I feel in some places it may have different effects. That's why whenever I inject it, I normally inject it into the stream of the left arm, normally, let it be from force or from people who are willingly wanting the cure.
Interesting. All right, Doctor. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. I'll go talk to my higher ups about getting you your reward. Did you have a book in mind that you thought about?
Can you give me a book that, well, it kind of explains more of the Black Death? After all, that's the plague that I'm trying to stop.
So you want a book on the Black Plague?
Yes. Perhaps that'll give me more information on how to stop it.
All right, I'm sure we can come up with that, Doctor. Alrighty, I bid you adieu. Thank you for your cooperation, and we'll see about getting you your rewards.
Of course.